Let's talk about the idea of being ready to publish. All right. In my 10-year span of writing and publishing, I have come across hundreds of authors. Many, or if I should say, most of them, wrestle with the fact of, or with the question of, is my book ready? All right. When really the question ought to be, am I ready to publish? But let's talk about being ready. All right. So when people come to me and they're talking about publishing their book, they're often thinking about their readiness in terms of a manuscript. Have I written a good book? That is a different question than, am I ready to publish the book that I've written? Okay, so if you're thinking about your book and it being ready to publish, and you're asking yourself, am I ready? Those are two separate questions, all right? So let's talk about your book. Is your book ready to begin the publishing process? Okay, that is a great question. So let's look at, you want to look at your content. You want to look at who you've written your book for. You want to look at your writing strength, your editing prowess. Okay, those are all the things that we're thinking about as it relates to, have I written a good book that is ready to be published? All right, do you have a consistent flow? Can someone outside of your sphere of influence read this and understand your thought process, understand your methodology, understand who you are trying to reach, right? Um, does your book fit a genre, or is it a compilation of so many different thoughts that it can be in different categories, right? Is there clarity in your messaging, in your thinking, in your flow? Right? Yes, these are some questions you want to answer as it relates to, have I written a good book? And is this book ready to publish? Okay, so when it comes to publishing, am I ready to publish? Well, there are some other questions that you need to ask yourself and consider. Okay, because publishing compromises professional editing, design, layout, metadata, pricing, promotions, sales, publicity, distribution. Those are all functions of publishing. Okay, so is the question, have I written a good book? Is my book ready to publish? Or is the question, am I ready to publish? And if you know that you've written a good book, you know that it's been thoroughly edited to the best of your knowledge, and to whomever that you've given the book to edit, you know that you are ready to begin. Now the question is, am I ready to publish? Have I done enough work in reaching my audience? Do I have a clear audience? Right? There are some multiple checkpoints, all right, that you really want to ask yourself and do the work, all right, and plan to publish. We understand the principles of writing. We have some knowledge of publishing, but often what is missing in between is the planning. All right, so I want you to feel ready and feel confident to begin your publishing process. And if you are not, don't worry, I've created a 7-step assessment to help you determine if you're ready and hopefully identify some blind spots. All right, so if that's you, I want you to download the assessment today. It is free. Okay, do the assessment. It's 7 signs, 7 things that you need to consider. And then work on the areas that you didn't quite score as high as you should. All right, I'm rooting on you. Let's get your book ready.